Peace and blessings. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshisheo. So I'm Iya Remy of Ile Iya Miatiegun. So I've been talking about lines and circles. I think it was my last live that I did. We were talking about lines and circles. I wanted to get a little bit deeper in this live, but not give out too much information, okay? If that makes sense. So we already talked about the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy merging together, but the divine masculine energy being lines and divine feminine energy being circles. So I'm going to tell you how a lot of these things combine themselves together and how beautiful it is to study symbolism and how important it is to understand that this is a language. So when you start looking at symbols and signs and sigils and veves and firmas, you're looking at a whole nother language that you're learning, because each one of these things means something different. But what I always talk about, thanks for the love, what I always talk about is the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And looking at these two things, we're talking about the line and the circle. I'm talking about something that is used in our divination systems. I don't care which divination system you choose, they are using lines and circles. And I'm talking about the original divination systems, not new age divination systems. I'm talking about things that have some years and substance on it, because everything comes from somewhere. We just have to look into the history of where they come from. So this is something beautiful that I'm going to share with you guys. I can't go too deep into a lot of these studies online because this is sacred studies, but I can give something to you to make you think and to make you go and study and search for yourself. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. Hey, thank you, baby. So basically, back to the line and the circle. The line being the masculine energy, the circle being the feminine energy. When you have divination, you're either going to have a marking that they're going to mark straight lines on, but usually the divination, you're welcome, baby. Usually the divination system is supposed to be marked with a line for the masculine and a circle for the feminine. The line being the light, the fire, and the circle being the water, the darkness, okay? This energy is two different energies that are marrying each other to create the destiny that you have. So whether it be Ogbe or whether it be Oyeku, you are still getting the energy of who you are. Oh boy, I told my baby. So with that being said, when you have the masculine energy, the line, and it is running linear, and then you add to that symbol, now we're talking about that simple number line again, right? And you have the cross. This is masculine energy. The cross is masculine energy. It is the energy of expansion. This is growth going like this, right? And this expansion going this way. So this is the symbol of the cross, a very sacred symbol. The masculine divine symbol, the representation of the shaft of the penis, right? Of the lingam. This is the cross, the Christ symbol. The symbol that is used for the heat and the fire and the spirit. The energy of light. And we also use this energy or that sigil, sign, veve, whatever you want to call it, for the representation of the messenger of Eshu, the crossroad on the Padeh. It is very important to study symbols and signs because this is where language originated. These are where alphabets come from. The original signs and symbols were our original language. And the more of the languages that you learn, the more knowledge that you gain. Remember the story about the Tower of Babel? When humans became so strong and so enlightened that all of the languages were separated? This is why I say everybody's tradition has some truth or light inside of it, but we can literally find our way back to the source by just, we can find our way back to the source by just looking into the symbols and the signs that are used inside of our divination system. So back to the divine masculine being the line. And when the crosses over each other, that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that another day. But one line that goes across represents the expansion, and the line that runs up represents the growth. Now, the divine feminine, the circle, the womb, the darkness, the water, the light, right? Y'all gonna see where I'm going in a second. When I told you that language is also knowledge, if I take the cross, matter of fact, I'm going to draw it for y'all. I'm going to be cute today. I'm going to give y'all a little page in one of my books. When I take the cross, you see it? The divine masculine, right? And I take the circle, the divine feminine. I have 360 degrees of knowledge. I have the Ankh. I have the creation of life. One of the systems, when they mark Odu, or when they mark your destiny, it's marked like this. Another system may mark it like this, or even where the lines are X's. All of this is still giving you 360 degrees of knowledge of who you are. The divine masculine energy, this representing growth, this representing expansion, and the divine feminine representing protection. And this is why here, everybody keep calling me. They always call me when I go live. But this is why here, you have the divine energy of growth and expansion inside of protection, inside of the womb. It shows you how valuable and how beautiful the masculine divine energy is, and why we are trying to make sure that our brothers reach their divine masculine, and why we are trying to make sure that our sisters reach their divine feminine, and why we need this balance together, and why nobody in the community should be turning us against each other, why we shouldn't be fighting each other, because we need each other to grow. We need each other to create. We need each other to break these spiritual shackles. And that's really, really simple. What I gave y'all today is very, very simple knowledge. I can't go deep into it, but I can tell you that most of the traditions that you are a part of, either they're marking Odu, either it's Fa, either it's Dikinga. I think I'm saying that right, but I believe I did. Either it's sigils or signs or veves or firmas, be all these symbols, all of these symbols, even in the Masonic order in the OES, even in the fraternities, in the Greek alphabets, all of these things come from signs and symbols. And the most important ones that you learn is going to be the line and the circle. It's going to be in all of your spiritualities, even if you just going to church. The cross is right there in front of church every day. That represents the divine masculine. But anytime you see the divine masculine, you should know something is wrong if you do not see the divine feminine merged with it. Anytime you see the divine feminine, you should know something is wrong if you do not see some kind of merging of the divine masculine. Remember, it's the representation of the Ankh. It's 360 degrees of knowledge. But that's all I got for y'all today. I love y'all. Peace and light. May you guys continue to grow and continue to study, and make sure you use your discernment with these leaders that we have in our community, so you can continue to know the destiny and the path that you are supposed to be on, and the things that you need to be doing. Break those spiritual shackles and let your light shine. Let your darkness go ahead and be gloomy. Do all the things that you are supposed to do to manifest in this lifetime and continue to be peace and love and light and darkness and all those beautiful things that make you. I love y'all. Odabo.